Welcome, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into some really unsettling incidents from Japan.
Yeah, these aren't just stories you tell around a campfire.
No, definitely not. They're like these raw glimpses, moments where everyday life just twists into something terrifying.
Absolutely. And they leave these deep marks on people.
We've looked into several accounts, and our goal today is really to peel back those layers, see what horrors can lurk just beneath the surface of normal life.
And it's often the mundane that makes them so scary, isn't it? Not monsters, but regular situations, places you wouldn't expect.
Exactly. It really messes with your sense of security.
It makes you question things, confront how fragile things might be.
Right. Okay, so let's start with our first one. It's about a university student just looking for work who gets pulled into something. Well, a desperate man's final chilling request.
Oh, I remember this one. It starts quite ordinarily.
Yeah, about 10 years ago. Typical struggling student in Japan. Rent, bills, food, everything's tight.
Just trying to make ends meet.
Exactly. So they're looking for a part-time job, see an ad on campus, cleaner wanted, help clean a room, 5,000 yen per half day, contact Tanaka.
Which, is about $45 back then?
Roughly, yeah. And for this student, that was like real money, enough maybe to visit home. So they call the number right away.
Makes sense. Financial need makes people jump at opportunities.
And that vulnerability, well, it plays a big part here. The initial contact, it just seems so harmless.
The perfect setup, really.
So the voice on the phone is Mr. Tanaka. Sounds maybe in his 30s, a bit sick, maybe. They agree to meet the next Tuesday.
Okay.
First day, the student shows up. It's a hot day. Tanaka's place is air-conditioned, which is a relief. But Tanaka himself, he's awkward, avoids eye contact, not much small talk.
A little off. Maybe.
A little off, yeah. The work's simple, though. Moving stuff, taking trash out, basic cleaning. But here's the thing the student notices. Tanaka's throwing out stuff that looks pretty good.
Like what?
Games, books, even a dirty magazine. Stuff a student with no money would think is treasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Tanaka notices the student looking, says they can keep whatever they want.
Building that connection. Generosity.
Exactly. Seems nice. Then at the end of the day, Tanaka pays double because the student worked a bit longer and asks them to come back tomorrow.
So the student's thinking, great, easy money, nice guy.
Pretty much. Seems like a lucky break.
But that feeling, that sense of obligation or even trust,
Yeah.
it's how they get you sometimes.
Yeah.
Disarms you before the real request.
And that's exactly what happens. That normalcy just shatters. The next morning, the student goes back. Tanaka's door is slightly open.
Okay, that's a bit weird.
And Tanaka greets them, but he's got this really strange grin. Chilling, the student described it. He hands over the pay in an envelope first.
Right. Get the transaction out of the way.
Then leads them to another room.
Yeah.
His whole vibe is different, disturbing. In this room, there's a walk-in closet. And inside, this really heavy-looking object, like a suitcase.
Okay.
Tanaka says he needs help moving it, but it's specific. He says, on my signal, you pull as hard as you can. I'll push from inside the closet.
Whoa, wait. He's going inside the closet to push.
Yes, that's the instruction.
That is incredibly specific and unsettling. It sounds planned. Like the student's action is a key part of whatever this is.
Totally premeditated. So the student gets ready. Tanaka shouts, pull, from inside the closet. The student hauls on this thing. It's heavy, maybe 60 kilos, like you said, over 130 pounds. It drags slowly on the floor.
Okay.
Then suddenly a clatter sound from inside the closet, and the suitcase just goes incredibly light.
No.
The student calls out, Mr. Tanaka! No answer. Nothing. Just this faint, rattling sound from behind the clothes.
That silence must have been terrifying.
Just awful. The student gets this wave of dread, pushes the clothes aside in the closet, and just sees it.
What?
Mr. Tanaka, hanging from the clothes rail by his neck.
Oh my.
He'd used the suitcase, stood on it, the student pulling it away. That was the final step.
So the student unwittingly helped him.
Yeah. They didn't know, obviously. They try to help, pull at the rope, but it's too thick, too tight. It's useless.
The shock, the horror, realizing you were manipulated into that. That's more than just trauma. It's like a moral injury.
Definitely. Knowing you played a part, even accidentally, it wounds you deeply.
Even if you're not legally responsible, that feeling of violating something fundamental.
Police, ambulance, they all come. But Tanaka dies the next morning in the hospital. Afterwards, the student feels this weird urge to finish cleaning the room, like fulfilling the contract.
Wow. Shock manifesting in strange ways.
Then they open the envelope Tanaka gave them earlier. There's the payment and a note.
What did it say?
Tanaka explained everything. Laid off, wife cheating, drowning in debt, but the key part, he apologized for tricking the student.
Why the trick? Why not just ask for help moving something?
Because of his religion, some kind of dangerous cult-like group. They believed suicide was a terrible sin, guaranteed hell.
So he needed someone else to technically cause the final action.
Exactly. Someone unwitting, so he wouldn't be directly responsible in the eyes of his faith, maybe.
A loophole. That is twisted logic. Using someone's innocence to bypass his own religious rules. Deeply manipulative.
A week later, Tanaka's sister confirms it. He was in this cult, and the student left with this awful question.
Did I kill him?
Yeah. Am I a murderer? Will I go to hell for killing someone for money? The family gave them more money later, like 100,000 yen for the trouble.
Which is what, $900? Is if that could fix anything.
Right. It haunts them. That question, no amount of money helps with that kind of burden.
No. That kind of psychological scar being used like that, it lasts a lifetime.
Okay, moving from that kind of personal manipulation, our next story takes us to a place meant for the end of life, a crematorium. And a worker who saw something they absolutely couldn't comprehend.
These institutional settings can hide their own horrors.
This happened pretty recently, according to the source. A worker at a funeral home crematorium. One morning, this expensive black SUV pulls up.
Okay.
A man gets out. Middle-aged, looks wealthy. The worker specifically noticed his expensive watch, a Frank Mueller.
Details matter.
He's aggressive. Demands an immediate cremation for a body he has with him. Says he already talked to the boss.
Hold on. With him. In the SUV. That's not how it works.
Not at all. The worker knows this is wrong. You need paperwork, death certificates, prior notice. Families don't just show up with bodies in their cars.
Like, there are strict protocols for a reason.
Yeah.
Identification, legal checks.
The worker checks with the boss, the funeral director. And the boss says, yes, do it. It's urgent.
The boss just overrides everything.
Yeah.
That smells fishy. Powerful influence, maybe? Money?
Seems likely. So the worker, despite feeling really uneasy, has to proceed. They look at the body. A man, early 30s.
Huh?
This is the chilling part. The body looks very clean.
Yeah.
No obvious trauma. And pink cheeks.
Pink cheeks. On a dead body, that's not right. Usually there's pallor, lividity. Unless they haven't been dead long.
Or?
Maybe weren't dead at all. The worker notes this, feels deeply disturbed, but puts the body in the coffin. Face up. They're sure about that. Face up. Pushes it into the oven. That detail face up is going to be important, I suspect.
Yeah.
The worker's observations, the pink cheeks, the bypassed rules. It's all building to something awful.
About 20 minutes into the cremation process, a sound starts. A dreadful banging sound from inside the ovens.
Banging from inside.
Yes. Then suddenly all the lights go out, plunged into darkness, and this sickening thought hits the worker. Was he alive?
Oh, God.
Complete paralysis, fear, realizing the heat inside is immense, irreversible. There's nothing they can do.
That feeling of absolute helplessness, knowing someone might be suffering unimaginably and you can't stop it. That's a unique kind of horror.
They wait. It must have felt like an eternity. Finally, they manage to stop the ovens. The boss comes. They open the door. The smell hits them first.
What smell?
Grilled meat. A barbecue smell, the worker said. They pull out the main tray.
And the body.
Half burn.
Oh,
but it's now face down.
Face down. They put him in face up.
Exactly. The worker is certain. The only explanation. He was alive. He must have been moving, turning, fighting, trying to escape the heat.
That physical evidence.
Yeah.
The movement. It confirms the absolute worst fear. A horrific, undeniable reality.
And the rich guy, the one with the watch.
Let me guess.
Gone.
Vanished. Nowhere to be seen. Then the boss comes over to the worker, hands him an envelope.
Gosh, money.
10 million yen. About $77,000 USD back then. Tells the worker, basically, keep quiet. No one would believe you and you don't want to upset this wealthy man.
Unbelievable. Covering up what sounds like murder. The power. The corruption.
Worker quit, of course.
Yeah.
But the experience destroyed them. Can't sleep, nightmares, constantly reliving it, feeling the heat like they're the one in the coffin, wakes up screaming, drenched in sweat.
That's not just PTSD. That's the weight of complicity, even forced complicity, and knowing a terrible secret. Some things just break you.
It really shows the dark side of power, doesn't it? Okay, so from that kind of institutional horror, let's shift gears. Our next story is about a different fear. The fear of someone unknown trying to get into your home.
The violation of personal space.
Right.
Primal fear. So the narrator is visiting their hometown in Japan, just last year this was. Almost immediately, they hear warnings from neighbors.
About what?
A suspicious guy ringing doorbells late at night, like 1 a.m., asking for someone named Sarah. He keeps saying he has a promise with her.
Sarah. And a promise. That's vague and creepy, designed to unsettle.
Totally. One neighbor's husband talked to him through the door, told him no Sarah lived there, but the guy just kept insisting about the promise. They called the police, but poof, he was gone before they showed up.
Classic pattern.
Yeah.
Harassment, testing boundaries, then disappearing. Psychological game.
And then it happens to the narrator's family. Later that night, after midnight, ding dong, the doorbell rings at their parents' house.
Oh, man.
The narrator and their dad, both grown men, they just freeze. Fear grips them. The narrator peeks through a gap in the curtains.
What do they see?
A man, hat pulled down, big dark overcoat, collar turned up, can't see his face at all. He just keeps ringing and ringing, persistent.
The faceless intruder taps right into that fear of the unknown, makes it way scarier.
The father signals, don't let him see you watching. They quietly call the police. While waiting, the dad goes to the door, talks through the frosted glass, asks his name.
What does the guy say?
Same thing, talking in circles. Promise to meet Sarah. Insists he wants to come inside.
It's just relentless.
Then, just like before, he leaves right before the police get there. But here's the part that really freaked them out.
What?
The police officer arrives, and instead of knocking on the outer porch door, the one that leads onto the porch, he knocks directly on their actual front door, the main house door.
Wait, but the porch door, was it locked?
Yes, securely locked. From the inside.
So, how did the stranger get through the locked porch door to be at the main front door without anyone hearing him open or close it?
Exactly. That's the terrifying question. He somehow bypassed a locked door silently.
Okay, that elevates things. That's not just a weirdo ringing bells. That's someone who might be incredibly skilled or something else. That shatters your sense of security completely.
Even the police officer, who the narrator described as an experienced veteran, looked visibly spooked by it all, which only made the family feel worse.
Yeah, when the professionals are unnerved, you know it's bad.
They find footprints in the snow outside. The officer follows them for a bit, promises extra patrols. Over the next few days, same story from other neighbors. Stranger asking for Sarah, trying doors, always faceless.
Spreading fear through the whole neighborhood. A shared nightmare.
Then, about a week later, the neighbor directly across the street finds a note in their mailbox.
A note. From him.
Seems like it. It said, Sarah's not here, but I found her, thank you very much.
Found her. What does that mean? That's incredibly ominous.
And the letters, they were painted almost like calligraphy, the narrator said. So eerie.
Wow. So it ends with this cryptic, threatening message. He achieved whatever his goal was with Sarah, but they never find out who he was or what finding her actually entailed.
Exactly. Just this lingering mystery and the chilling implications.
That ambiguity is almost worse. It leaves the horror open-ended, lets your imagination run wild with the possibilities. Truly disturbing.
Okay, our final story for today. This one shows how a seemingly small, odd request can be the start of something much darker. A persistent threat targeting someone living alone.
Yeah, the escalation is key in this one.
It starts with a young woman living by herself in an apartment, gets a call one day from her building manager.
Okay, standard stuff so far.
He says there's a woman downstairs claiming to be her mother, and she's asking for a spare key to the apartment.
Whoa, alarm bells.
Immediately, the protagonist knows her mother lives far away, a plane flight. She'd never just show up. And she'd definitely call first, not lose contact, and ask the manager for a key.
Right. The story the mother gave doesn't add up. What did the manager say she told him?
That it was a sudden visit and she couldn't reach her daughter. Plausible enough on the surface, maybe, to fool a busy manager.
But the protagonist saw through it.
Yeah, she tells the manager, hold on, let me call my parents and check. But maybe 5 minutes later, the manager calls back.
Yeah.
The woman's gone. Just vanished while he was on the phone with the protagonist.
That's suspicious. It shows clear deceptive intent, not just a confused relative, but someone trying to gain access under false pretenses.
Exactly. And it gets worse. When the protagonist gets home later, she finds her apartment door is scratched up.
Yeah.
And the peephole is cracked, like someone hit it with something hard.
So they didn't just ask politely and leave. They tried to force their way in after the key trick failed.
Looks like it. She's terrified, obviously. Calls her parents, confirms it wasn't her mom, but she makes a mistake here. She doesn't call the police right away. She's too scared. Stays with a friend for a week instead.
Understandable fear, but yeah, not reporting it immediately. It can give perpetrators confidence or time to plan again.
And apparently it did. About a month passes. She's back in her apartment, trying to get back to normal. Then, middle of the night, she's woken up by this horrific noise.
What kind of noise?
A thunderous studding sound, she called it. Someone is violently attacking her door. The whole thing is shaking, hinges rattling.
Oh my God. Pure terror.
This time, she knows what to do. Doesn't hesitate. Stays quiet, calls the police immediately.
Good. Smart move.
They arrive super fast, within minutes, and they catch him. A man, drunk, trying to pry the door open with a crowbar. He even had lockpicks.
Drunk. Maybe that's why he didn't succeed. Lucky break.
Very lucky. The police arrest him. When they question him, he gives a bunch of excuses at first.
Like what, just randomly picks her door?
Yeah, stuff like that. But then he cracks. He confesses.
What did he say?
He said he was paid to break into her apartment. Paid by a woman he didn't know very well.
The woman? The one pretending to be her mother a month earlier.
It has to be right. It connects everything. This wasn't random. She was specifically targeted.
That changes everything. It's not just a burglary attempt. It's orchestrated. Someone hired him. But why?
That's the question. Was it just robbery? Or something more personal? Did this woman want something specific inside? Or did she want to harm the protagonist?
Using a proxy? Someone drunk? Maybe for deniability. If he got caught, he didn't really know her. Calculated.
The police investigated for weeks, months even, but they never found the woman. No clue who she was or why she targeted the protagonist.
No answers.
None. The protagonist moved out of the city fast, couldn't stay there, but she's still haunted by it. Who was that woman? What did she want? She firmly believes if that guy hadn't been drunk, if he'd gotten in, she might not be alive.
That unknown motive, the invisible orchestrator.
Yeah.
It leaves a permanent scar. You're always looking over your shoulder wondering why you were chosen.
Yeah, so these stories from, Tanaka's desperate act to the crematorium horror, the faceless intruder, this targeted break-in, they really cover a spectrum of fear, don't they?
They absolutely do. They show how thin that line between normal and terrifying can be.
Yeah.
And how vulnerable we might feel when it's crossed.
Makes you think about people's hidden intentions, the things you just don't see.
Definitely. And they're more than just scary stories, right? They offer insights into psychology, trauma, helplessness, but also resilience sometimes. They make you question things.
Question, observe, maybe be a little more aware.
Exactly. Vigilance, maybe, but also understanding the impact these things have.
Well, we hope these accounts gave you something to think about today. A reminder, perhaps, to stay aware, stay safe out there.
Indeed. Food for thought, definitely.
If you enjoy scary stories and true crime deep dives like these, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docx, to follow new stories that will keep you awake every week. Goodbye for now.